you doing?
I'm doing absolutely great, absolutely great. Let me just make sure everything is good
Okay.
on the other end. Give me a second here.
All right.
Thank you. I'm just checking audio. Give me a second.
Okay.
Alrighty. I guess audio is good because can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Yep.
All right, beautiful. So this is loading. I'm outside, so hopefully
I see. That's amazing.
yeah. Just wanted to do something different, today. You know, okay, cool. Pause. All right, beautiful, beautiful. All right, there we go. So this is what we're gonna do. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Before I commence, I always like to give thanks to the Great Spirit. Give thanks to the Most High for another beautiful day. As you could see, man, it's gorgeous out here. So
God.
gotta give thanks for that. It doesn't matter what power you call the source that you subscribe to, as long as we acknowledge there's something, someone or someone's that's greater than we are. So that's what I subscribe to. I'm the universal creator. And with that being said, I want to give thanks to my ancestors as well for being conduit, you know what I'm saying? Because they have walked the path. So I always thank them for, just guiding me in my travels. So brothers and sisters, I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Of course, all the guests we have on our platform. And I'm going to say our platform because this is about us. You feel me? They're always special. But I wanted to do something, different today and, bring someone, that's special as well. And let me just tell you a little bit about how I came across our sister. I actually was following her on Instagram. I don't really do Instagram too much, but I have it. All right. With that being said, for those of you who want to follow me on Instagram, please, feel free to do that. Chief Kalinago Flying Eagle. But with that being said, I used to look at the sister's video. It's been a while. Okay. I'm going to keep it real. I've been looking at her videos for a while and her posts. And at some point when she had first started, I remember when she first started her journey. And I was like, sis, I'm going to keep it real. I wasn't hating, but I was like, what is this woman doing? Like some of the things she was saying it was cool, but she had this little rough edge to her. You know what I'm saying? And I say, okay, I'm going to keep following her, watch her growth. I never said anything. And it's not that she was doing anything bad, right? But I always say, Mama always told me, hey, if you ain't got nothing great to say, don't say anything. So I was just watching her growth, and the sister blossomed. You know what I mean? I saw when she started working out, cooking, changing her eating habits, and just eating a little more wealthy. And she has lost tremendous weight, and she looks great. And I just want to say, sis, you know what? I have watched your journey, and even before I introduce you to our platform, let me just you sent me your bio, so I know I put it in the link below, but I'm just going to read it a little bit because you have, a few things under your belt. So our sister here is a holistic health practitioner, a wellness advocate, a personal development coach, motivational speaker, educator, and entrepreneur. All right. She's passionate about inspiring, educating, and empowering people to express their highest potential. She employs a mindful, natural, and an intentional approach to her organization she founded, if I'm not mistaken, Yes God Wellness. That's correct.
God, that's correct.
After she got presented with the opportunity, and she's about walking the path on to create great energy. And hey, what can I say? With that being said, she was born in Rochester, New York, and now she is down somewhere in the Carolinas. I'm not going to give y'all her address so y'all could stalk her. All right. I'm not going to do that. But I know she did mention that she have a few children, you know what I'm saying? But if she wants to talk about that, we will. But in the meantime and in between time, let me take this opportunity to welcome our sister, Megan Mack. Go
Thank
ahead,
you
my
so
sister.
much. Yes, Scott. Thank you so much for welcoming me. I'm very honored. Thank you so much for the compliments and just the observation and not maybe judging a book by its cover.
Yes. Yes.
I am very, I'm very transparent. I always have been. And, when you're transparent, it's a great thing, but it also kind of exposes yourself all the time, no matter what level of consciousness you're on. So my thing is, if as long as I'm transparent and authentic, nobody can ever hold anything against me. That reduces the amount of fear that I experience. So I'm very grateful for that. It's served me well, and it's also served me in being able to serve other people. So I am honored that you took notice and have invited me to share a little bit today.
Absolutely. You're absolutely welcome. And we're going to set this off first off by letting you know a little bit about our platform. Our platform here, for me, at least on this platform, is more about the awareness of identity and who we are, but also, I always talk about, the higher self, the ascension into the higher self.
Yes.
For me personally, I always travel in the spirit first, because that's one thing I've realized in my growth and in my journey, that the flesh is just a vehicle, and the flesh is temporary, and the flesh has flaws. The physical man and woman has flaws, but the spirit is perfect. So that's what I'm actually aspiring to. So I always cater to the spirit. And another thing, again, that drew me to, the energy that you're putting out is the fact that, you do a lot of work that deals, with higher sense of energy and a higher sense of synergy, so to speak.
Yep.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is holistic health practitioner. I know what holistic means, but you're a practitioner. Can you explain to us exactly what that is and what does that entail?
Yeah. So for me, holistic health practitioner is just simply saying that I walk my talk. I actually practice the things that I talk about, and I do believe that health is a mind, body, and spirit connection. Most importantly, energetic. I think that's the first part that always needs to be considered, because everything else is really just a manifestation of that. So what I've realized through just my own journey and, experiences that I've had is that, I'm a truth seeker. I'm always seeking, okay, what is going to hold up against anything? And for me, it's energy, and it's universal law, and it's the concept of as above, so below. And all of these kind of laws that basically govern us really are have been matriculated through different spiritualities and different religions. It's really all very similar. And so for me, it was just like, I want to get to the root of that. So for me, focusing on the energetic body, on the energetic healing, once I started doing that, I started noticing a lot of different patterns and things happening in my life. For example, being able to heal my womb, being able to get control of my physical body, being more aware of my physical body, being more aware of my mind and my thoughts, and all of the kind of bodily functions and processes that really work hand in hand with the energy. So I always talk about the fact that we're always attracting to us who we are. And, I found that to be very true. And so now, it's such an honor and a privilege for me to look around and see who's in my life now and see who I'm connecting with now, because it's a great reflection and compliment to me in terms of the work that I'm doing. And also a mirror. It's always a mirror for anyone, but even and that's not to say that, I have, all my connections are great and everything is wonderful, but it's definitely not a lot different than it used to be. And it's always just an opportunity for growth and expansion, even if it's not an ideal, something that I feel like I would like to experience, it's still an opportunity for me. And I don't allow those things to really have power in my life. Yes.
That's good. That's good. So do you think, like, in terms of, your journey, right? At what point in your life, you know, and what drove you to the point where, okay, you know what, I got to make a change. You know, I got to do something. I got to take a different direction, because I know we all kind of like, a lot of people are just surviving right now, but we're stepping into a realm of living, right? So at what point you said, okay, you know what, man, I'm tired of doing the same thing, not getting those results that I wanted, not to be in a place where, you know, that place of bliss. At what point, what's changed for you within you to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to start today and I'm just going to continue to walk that path?
Yeah. So I would say it was kind of like a domino effect, but I would say the main primary kind of straw that broke the camel's back was when I found myself in a situation where I was really just repeating my adolescence all over again in my 30s. Like I, was in a relationship that was toxic, conceived children in that relationship, and literally then had another one. So it was like, so I have, and this is the reason why I bring, my children into this, just to kind of outline the patterns. I had my first son when I was 17. I had my daughter when I was 19. They were exactly 2 years apart, both born in July. My younger two are exactly 18 months apart. Not the same exact thing, but kind of the same, like, okay, we're having a set of children, another set of children, and just, and not to say that it mirrored exactly, but I just saw myself kind of going, and I was like, okay, this is not what I want to continue. This is not a pattern that I want to continue on and on. And the other thing I think that added to that was that, I had the external things that were supposedly supposed to make me happy. So I had worked up the corporate ladder, and I had, gotten a good job and gotten a good paycheck. But then it was like, okay, but the house, the car, and everything else. And these are the things that are supposed to make us happy, in this American society. And I had these things and I was still miserable. Okay. So I think that was the kind of like, really humbling point where I had to say, okay, you know what, either I can continue to pretend, that I don't have anything to do with this. Right. Or I can take responsibility for myself and my decisions, and my level of consciousness and my connection to myself and my authenticity with myself, and be real about the fact that, I want to do something different. I want to be someone different. And that takes a lot of honesty. It takes a lot of honesty and willing to be vulnerable. And for me, honestly, one of the things that really, I think, brought that into my awareness was something that I specialize in now in my business, which is Yoni steaming, or vaginal steaming. So when I came across that,
well, you know what? If I may interject real quick, we're going to talk about that, because I can't wait to talk about it. So.
Yeah, so that had a big part to do with it too. Okay. Unbeknownst to myself, I thought I was doing it for the physical, and it was addressing the energetic. So
okay, beautiful. I appreciate that, because I want to save that to for the meat of the conversation. Yes, I definitely want to get into some Yoni conversation. You know what I mean? But, so. It was a thing where, okay, you was just living life and you was just repeating the same cycles, and you wanted to change something. Now, I know the process for me, it always starts with the mind. It's a spiritual thing, but was it a thing for you first where, okay, you know what, I'm going to be single for a while, or I'm going to start eating a little more healthy? What was the transition? Was it the eating or wanting to be single for a while? What was that? What was that transition like?
Yeah, I think so. For me, I felt like frustrated and trapped, because I had already decided mentally that I did want to, like, have a healthier relationship. Next time I was in a relationship, I wanted to eat healthy, and I had actually kind of started that process. And then, so then we started dating, and then that kind of went out. And that was actually something that brought us together, was both of our desire to want to be healthy and want to be vegans. And we kind of actually bonded over that. That was one of the connections. And actually, you know, I'm really grateful for that connection now in retrospect, because we have a great co-parenting relationship. We see eye to eye on a lot of like the fundamentals. So both of us actually came together seeking personal development, which I think we definitely mirrored in that way. And a lot of other mirroring that, you know, is we all learn throughout, you know, interpersonal relationships. But so it was kind of like, once it was mental first, and then when I kind of got pregnant, it was difficult to keep up with that. You know, it was difficult to keep up with the things that I wanted, because I didn't really feel supported in the relationship, and I didn't, you know, I guess I could have taken more accountability, of course, but at that time, you know, women we go through something when we're creating life. You know, we really, very important to have that divine masculine, like they're solid, sturdy. You know, that is something that's very necessary, and it's something that I work with a lot of women now on as well. So,
well, that's a beautiful thing. And I could only speak for men, because I'm a man, and then I have a lot of male friends. Plus, I think I could speak on behalf of the sisters, but I'll let them speak for themselves, right? For as a man, it seems like we are able to stay single a little longer, but it seems like women, and again, my sisters, if I'm being politically incorrect, forgive me. I'm just going based on observation within my circle, right? It seems like women, they're afraid to be alone. Like, they have, even if they were in a relationship that was toxic, then they would, some of them, not all, but some of them would jump into another toxic relationship. It still didn't work, but still jump into another one instead of taking a break to heal yourself and get to know yourself. Do you think that's a trend with most women, or what do you think I'm really happens when a woman just jumps from a toxic relationship to the next?
Yeah. So I think that, I feel like, yes, we don't, not many of us have been taught the proper emotional tools to process pain and trauma and release that. And because of that, we continue to attract that. I wouldn't say we necessarily jump in, but I would say we attract it very quickly. So, it's like, as soon as, we are kind of feeling like, and not even, I don't want to say put up boundaries. I may be a little bit different, and I feel like I am different. Like, I have always been very, happiness is important to me within a relationship. So if I'm not happy, I will leave. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that issue of like, oh, I stuck with them for 5 and 6 and 18 years. Like, that's not me. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you like a year, you know what I'm saying? Like, and well, that was me. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a year anymore. We need to be vibing the whole time. But this was how I was, so I feel like that actually did give me an advantage. In retrospect, I feel like there may have been situations where, I kind of could have worked harder, but then who knows? I mean, it's all relative. But yes, I feel like overall, there is kind of this epidemic of women and men staying in toxic situations just to have companionship.
Oh, okay. Hey, man, can I get an orange too?
You can open it. Thank you so much for being here.
You can open,
but I'm busy right now. Okay.
I don't know how to open it.
I told him to stay upstairs, but of course that means.
Listen, we gotta love the babies, man.
Yeah.
We love the babies, but I've watched a few of your well, not a few. I've watched a lot of your videos, and I know, even you started way back when I first started looking at your videos, that you were always cooking in your kitchen. Now, can you tell us, some of your eating habits, and what do you cook? And I know you're a vegan, but what the vegan process, what is that like?
So I'm not a vegan. I'll be honest. No, I'm not. However, I do try to eat plant-based as much as I can. So I do enjoy fruits and vegetables. And So initially when I started, I was doing a lot of smoothies and juices and things like that. And then what I've actually been really kind of focusing on a lot now, and I'm actually starting today actually, is another cleanse. So fasting has been really really an amazing tool, not just physically but emotionally as well, and spiritually.
Okay, so when you say fasting, do you mean like you go a few days without eating, or is just what's your definition of fasting?
Yeah, I'll go a prolonged period of time without eating and only having water. I've done juice fast before, but most recently I've been doing water fasting, and I'm actually now doing a lemonade cleanse. So yeah, so I'm all into like autophagy and the body cleansing itself and being able to heal itself and not having to focus on digestion, so that it can go through and eat disease and body fat and all kinds of other things.
So that lemonade that you're drinking, is it just like lemon and water?
No, so this is lemon, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and then some grade B maple syrup for the nutrients.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing now.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. I noticed also as well that you've been doing yoga, and man, you have gotten really good at that.
Thank you.
Because like I said, when I used to watch you back in the day doing it, and I was like, I hope you don't break a bone, because it was a little scary at some point. But like I said, man, I've seen your growth, and I'm so proud of you. So for me, I don't know, yoga. Everybody always thought yoga was a Caucasian thing, but it's really effective. I could see that, and I'm trying to get into it. So for people who they don't know what yoga is and they don't know the benefits of yoga, can you just talk a little bit about that, please, and how you got started and at what level are you at right now?
Sure. So I actually got involved with yoga, probably about 10 years ago. So that has been something that's been really constant for me. I've always been a very active, athletic person. It's just that I had a very poor relationship with food, and I am also very indulgent. So that's where the size came from. It wasn't for lack of movement, because I've always been very, I don't mind moving. But yeah, initially I started into Bikram yoga, which is kind of an intense form of yoga. It's also known as hot yoga. There's 26 static postures, all designed to detoxify your organs from the inside out. And it's also focused on spine health, because you can live without your arms and your legs, but you can never live without your spine. So that is really houses the central nervous system, and is just kind of like the crux of everything else. So what I realized is that it made me feel really good. And it also helped me with my, when I had my youngest son, I had some hip things going on, and that also helped. So it was always something that was very healing for me. It was always something that I could go to, and my joints would feel better and my body would feel better. And I also like the fact that it was hot. Like, we do yoga in a room that's about 105 degrees. So, you're profusely sweating. I also have a dance background. I went to School of the Arts when I was young, and it was my dream to be a professional dancer. So again, I've always been into movement. And then, so I think what I realize now is that yoga is a form of meditation. It's just a moving meditation, and it really gives the mind something to focus on, while also being mindful of the breath, because you're basically, quote unquote, stressing yourself out or your body out in a controlled environment, so that you're practicing and learning how to breathe through stress. So it's it translates outside of the yoga, off the yoga mat as well as on it, just to kind of bring awareness to yourself, awareness to your self-talk. When you're and you're, doing these postures that are difficult, your voice gets very loud in your head, kind of the way that you yourself is important.
Well, I think you mentioned two types of yoga, right? Could you just, kind of like mention it again so, the platform could maybe, check it out and see what it is before I move on. What was the name of the first one?
Sure. Bikram yoga.
Bikram, okay.
Bikram. I don't know if I mentioned another one, but the other one that I am very passionate about is called the 5 Tibetan Rites.
Okay.
And it's 5 postures that are they focus on balancing the chakras.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all the movements are very much, the spine is involved in them as well. And it has also been known to be an anti-aging yoga series.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If you don't mind, I would like to talk. I know you have, 4, you said, 4 beautiful children, right? And you had mentioned, and again, if it's too personal, let me know. But just like me, our life sometimes is an open book. Mm-hmm. And it's a good thing sometimes, and but it is what it is. In terms of natural birth, right? I know you did the natural birth process, right? Why did you choose to do natural birth opposed to the hospital? And the second part of the question is, what are the pros and cons? Was it better, or do you think is it more risky to be at home, or doing the hospital is a thing? Why did you make that decision, if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. Of course, I don't mind. So actually, my first 2 were born in a hospital, and my third, my eldest son, was born in a hospital. However, I had a very traumatic experience in the hospital. I didn't feel like I was recognized. I didn't feel like I was seen. This is actually kind of a national issue of Black women not being treated fairly during labor, and especially we have a higher mortality rate with childbirth. And I really just had honestly, a crappy experience. I was 7 centimeters dilated and told to go home and come back. And they gave me a prescription for Ambien. And I knew that I was getting ready to have my son, like, shortly, because I had 2 children already. I know, it's like riding a bike.
Right. True.
So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. So they literally tried to hand me discharge papers. And I was like, I'm not signing that. And then I had him in triage. I had him right there in kind of the part of the hospital that's supposed to be the receiving and check-in area. And then you go to your room to go ahead and finish giving birth. I had him in there. And the reason why they didn't want to accept me in is because they didn't have any more of my insurance rate rooms. They only had the nice rooms left. And my insurance wasn't going to cover that. So they wanted me to go and wait till somebody checked out, basically, and come back in so that they wouldn't have to, risk losing this premium space.
Right.
And so I went to the nice room anyway.
Right.
But it was very traumatic for me. I was angry. I was also not in a good space with my partner at the time. I just was very vulnerable. I didn't feel really advocated for. I just didn't really feel, I didn't feel cared for at all. And so that is what led me to, when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, was that I said, you know what, I don't want to be involved in a hospital at all. I want to do everything naturally. I really wanted to have her at home, in my own home. I wound up having her at a birthing center. But that was I showed up when I was 8 centimeters dilated and pushed her out within the hour of arriving. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, right? Okay, so I've had conversations with certain sisters, right? And they have said that they wanted to have their children at home, but for some reason, the state was giving them a problem. So how is that you were able to do it without any problems? What did you do different? Like, is not like state law that you have to have your baby in a hospital, or if you don't, you have to sign some kind of papers or whatever? I mean, no, I'm not sure about that.
Honestly, I'm not sure about that either.
Okay.
What my intuition tells me is that they want to be able to track everyone that's born, and they don't want anyone going on the radar.
Yeah.
And they want to be able to, you know, give that birth certificate and that, you know, that statement that says, hey, this is how much this citizen is worth. We're not, I won't go into that, but
Yeah,
I
we won't.
understand
No.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, you know, they want to get paid for it. They want to have, you know, they want to be involved in it. And of course, and I feel like optimistically, they want to make sure everything is all right with the child too, and everything is healthy, and there are no concerns that they should have to address right away.
Okay.
But yeah.
So in essence, you're saying that, you know, as far as you know, that going to a birthing center or wanting to have your children at home, it don't matter. It shouldn't be a problem, right? It shouldn't be a problem.
No, it should never be an issue. No.
Okay. All right, cool. I know you're new to our platform, so we're gonna give you a little pass. All right, guys, she's gonna get a hall pass. All right, on calling us black. Because, you know, black means you are dead in law.
Please.
Yeah, we're gonna get a pass. So black means that you are dead in law, and it means that you have no rights at all. And there's no such thing as black is not a nationality. There's no country called black. No flag represents black. So just so you know, okay?
Yes.
All right. So we're not gonna beat you up to tell too much on that. All right. All right. So
please don't. Yes,
it's all good. I got you. You know,
can I know what the proper reference is for this?
Well, I mean, pretty much, you know, we indigenous, you know, we American Aboriginals, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And you know, hey, you know, I'm a man, you're a woman, you know what I mean? Those are just natural terms that we could use, you know what I mean? But when you call yourself these colorful terms, especially within their system, it means that you are dead in law. You don't exist.
Okay.
All right, so cool. So we're gonna get into the meat of things, you know, and you know where I'm going with this, because that's one of the things that really caught my attention in terms of talking about, you know, Yoni and the steaming. Even before we get into that, right? Once again, I really don't want my sisters to beat me up with this, but I just got to keep it 100. That's just me, all right? I just got to go with the flow, right? When it's, you know, let's say when we get into relationships, because when men do it, it seems like it's not a problem, but when sisters do it, they're classified a certain way, right? Do you think it's a problem for a woman to have different partners until she finds the right one, or should she just chill? Because to me, and that's just my opinion, like going through so many different partners, it kind of put a lot of mileage on the Yoni. And then with all that mileage, you know, there have to be some ways to kind of like reverse the mileage and bring the Yoni back into a holistic, or I don't know how to describe it, but you're the master with the Yoni steaming. So that's the first question I'm asking. Do you think after so many different partners, it does have an effect on stretching, you know, the Yoni? And because I know in the Yoni, it has grips, right?
Yeah.
I know they have little grips and stuff like that, but sometimes the women lose it. So talk about the Yoni steaming and how does that get the woman back into the fold of, what does that mean? Because I never heard that since on your channel, on your not Skype, IG was the first time I heard that.
Okay. So so my approach towards Yoni steaming, just like everything else, is pretty much energy first. Okay. So when you say, you know, we have a lot of miles, I think I would say a lot of energetic miles. Now, yes, that can translate physically as well. And you don't want to have too many partners. And more importantly, you don't want to have too many partners that are not bringing a loving divine connection. Okay. So my stance isn't that necessarily you have to be celibate. However, I actually have a blog post called "You Are Who You Sex." And so that's very serious. You know, that's something not to be taken lightly. That's something that I think is a lot more rare than the amount of sexual connection that's happening. So I think there's a disconnect there. I think that a lot of people focus on sex for the physical pleasure, and that's an aspect of it. However, there are emotional prices to pay, and emotional and or energetic prices to pay. Because emotions are just energy in motion. So when you're combining your energy with another person in that way, if they don't have, you know, if they haven't fully processed their trauma and their pain and, you know, are not aware of themselves, they're going to subconsciously be giving you that. So now that's more work that you have to do. So that's what I think of in terms of the miles. Like it's really having to process out all of the things that you have absorbed, not just physically, but energetically from your partners.
So just like how, you know, you are what you eat, definitely you become who you lay down with, because it's a transference of energy. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. So,
and I'm sorry. So
go ahead.
you asked me about the steaming in regards to that.
Yeah.
So Yoni steaming is really the process of releasing, and releasing not just your own physical imbalances that you may or may not be having in your womb, but most importantly, the energetic imbalances that you may have in your womb that may have come from previous partners, previous relationships, previous trauma. And so when you begin to release those things, your overall physical health starts to really improve. And so once your physical health and vibration and frequency begins to improve, then you start to feel more like taking care of yourself, feel more like eating better, feel more like moving more and doing different things that really are acts of love and not fear towards yourself. So I think ultimately, okay. I'm going to pause there.
No, go ahead. No, I was going with nice. So can I get some light, please? So with the Yoni steaming, right? Is it a tube that the woman put in her? I mean, how does that work?
So actually,
or you go to a steam room, you open the rack?
Yeah, I can show you right now. Let me grab a pot. Let me grab a prop and I'll show you.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, we got Yoni steaming. Can I get some light, please? Can I get some light? Hey, T. All right, guys. While she's getting the pot, let me just turn the lights on.
Okay.
I thought y'all could get over here screaming. All right, thanks. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so our sister is gonna give us, just show us the pots.
Okay.
And, okay. Okay. So it's in a pot. Okay.
It's an actual pot. So I actually have on my YouTube channel, I have an actual tutorial that went viral, actually showing how to Yoni steam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes, God.
That's what's up.
Yeah. All right. So basically what you're going to do, and I'm actually sitting on a Yoni chair right now just because it's comfortable and it comes in handy when I'm doing lives because I can just show people.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you my setup. And really you can do this with anything, but this is a commode chair that is a little bit fancy. So you know the commode?
Commode?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Can you see it? Oh, wait, where's the camera?
Yeah, I'm still seeing you. So
why
maybe
you still seeing me? Oh, you know why? Because you're on the. Oh shoot, we're on the other camera. I'm on the camera the whole time. So I'm gonna have to lift my computer up.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the commode.
Oh shoot, that's like okay, so, man. You could literally go to the bathroom on that.
Yeah, like the porta potty, like the potty that grandma has next to the.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
And you've been sitting on that all the long time you've been talking to me?
I was sitting on it on top of a cushion. I have a cushion.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, so this is how I have my setup in my I do the services out of my home, and I have my mother made fancy covers for them, and I kind of set it up like a throne, so it's comfortable. And you would put this up against the back and then sit down and kind of, so long story short, you put the water in the pot, and then you use your Yes God Wellness herbs.
Okay.
Whatever the measurement is, which is usually 3/4 of a cup to 1 whole cup, you put them in with the boiling water, and then you just set it underneath. And I'm going to show you again.
Okay. Cool. This is interesting.
So you basically set it underneath right where you're going to be sitting.
Okay.
And then you kind of make sure, you know, you maybe let it cool down for a minute or two. Some people don't. I don't let it cool down. A lot of my clients don't like it cool down either. But
Okay.
depending on you, you just want to be sensitive to, you know, to make sure that it's comfortable for you. And then you just sit down. You sit down, and I use it as a meditative time and a time to just really be still with myself and release. And there's a lot of wisdom in the herbs as well. So not only is it a physical release, again, because we've helped women with everything from infertility, cysts, fibroids, managing PCOS, managing endometriosis, helping with BV, yeast infections, all kinds of things.
Wow.
So yeah, it's amazing.
That's amazing. So how long do you sit on the commode during the process?
So the typical steam lasts anywhere from 25 to 35 minutes. You can heat it up and do it again, but I wouldn't recommend steaming more than an hour at one time.
Okay. Are there any is there any like risk to, you know, doing it too long or too hot?
So again, you definitely want to be mindful of the temperature and make sure that it's going to be something that's comfortable for you. You know, my thing is that you can always just get up. You know, if it feels too warm, or if you sit down and you start to feel it's getting too much, you can definitely adjust accordingly.
Okay.
But not, I mean, I don't really think there's a risk in doing it too long. I just think that, you know, what my experience has been with myself and my clients is that it's like the herbs almost know when it's time, and you know, your steam will cool down and it'll just kind of, you know, you'll know that, okay, I've had my, you know, I've gotten what I needed to get from this today.
Okay. So apart from you know, I know you're releasing. So what, in terms of, to be a little more specific, what are the benefits, you know what I'm saying, apart from releasing? Are we just releasing bad energy? What exactly are we?
Well, releasing bad energy, we're starting to promote blood circulation. We're also releasing the medicinal properties of the herbs into the bloodstream through the mucous membrane. And we are also starting to break down cysts and fibroids that may be present in the uterus. And so the herbs also help to stimulate and clear out the uterine lining. Okay.
That's beautiful. All right, well, man, that's it. I definitely you know what? I definitely am gonna check out that video right before seeing you. Could you do me a favor and give the platform, your YouTube or your Instagram, how they can get in touch with you? And because that's for me, honestly, I wanted to do this because a lot of us are actually stepping more again into a higher frequency, and part of that process, I'm not sure if you know, but our system here in terms of the American continent, which is Turtle Island, it has always been a matriarchal system. All right. And since the patriarchs has taken over, they kind of flipped everything around. So I'm bringing things to our women so that they're able to restore themselves. Okay. So they're able to take back the throne. So that's very important to me. It matters a lot to me. So with that being said, can you give them your YouTube, your Instagram? How can they get more information from you? They could follow what you're doing and also get some of the Yoni herbs from you.
Yes, God, of course. So it's Yes God Wellness on pretty much every platform. On Instagram, it's at Yes God Wellness. Facebook is facebook.com/Yes God Wellness. YouTube.com/Yes God Wellness. So that's the brand that is consistent through all the platforms that I'm on.
That's beautiful. So guys, you know, Yes God Wellness, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all that information is also in the link below. All right. So it's a beautiful thing. Now, in terms of meditation, I know you said, you know, you do the yoga as part of your meditation. Do you do like mantras with that? If you do, how long do you meditate for? And if you don't mind, is the mantra something that is it like from like the Tibetan, or is it from, you know, it's in there? What works best for you?
Yeah. So I haven't done a lot of chanting. It's actually something that I'm getting into now.
Mm.
And I'm working with some Indian chants actually. One of the things that I do while I'm doing my hot yoga is actually, and I guess they could be considered chants, but they're really more affirmations.
Okay.
And just something like a repetitive message to focus myself on as I'm trying to work my way through the postures, which is really, to me, what meditation is. Meditation is just simply the practice of focusing on one thing,
Right.
because as human beings, we have a tendency to just kind of be distracted all the time. And that's why meditation is so important, because it really gives us the opportunity to, just hone in and really kind of keep ourselves in alignment with one thing for a specified amount of time. But yeah, I haven't. I'm actually getting into chants right now, so I'm interested to see the effects of that. But I know that I've really loved the results of doing my affirmations in my mind as I'm doing yoga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, guys. Do me a favor. If you have any questions for our sister, please put them in the chat. So we could, hopefully, she'll get to she'll be able to address those questions. All right. Now, I want to kind of like digress.
Okay.
Onto the whole cleansing of the yoni and all that.
Yep.
With, and I hope if I'm getting too personal, let me know. Right. So once the sisters or women have gone through the yoni, and is that something they have to do once a week, twice a month? And that's one question. And the second question is, how does that enhance sex with your partner? If you don't mind me asking.
Yes, God. So it's recommended to do it at least once or twice every month if you have nothing physical that you're steaming for. So if you're on a steam regimen because you have fibroids or you're dealing with infertility, I actually have a free tool linked in my bio on Instagram that kind of walks you through what your ideal regimen would be, what blends would be best for you. But I say that, like for myself personally, I steam about once or twice a month, and I do it in the week leading up to my cycle getting ready to start, because it really just ensures that I have a nice, comfortable cycle. And it's allowed me to kind of have a more loving relationship with my menstruation and really honor it for the release that it is allowing in it. And I think, surrendering and kind of just surrender is a big word. My mind is going somewhere right now with that.
Right.
But just being able to, even like with natural birthing and just kind of surrendering through that process, that word, when you surrender to things, you actually take away their power in a way. So not only are you kind of removing your kind of trying to exert your power, but you're also removing other external things' ability to have power over you. But sorry, I know I'm going on a tangent. You asked me something specific.
Nice, okay. Now, I was just asking, I mean, you definitely, you told us about at least, twice a month. The other thing is, how does that enhance,
yes.
Yeah.
So from the feedback that I've received, it's just, I've gotten a lot of feedback from clients that their partner is actually asking them, like, when are they going to steam? So I don't know. I guess I've gotten the feedback that it makes it tighter, that it helps with lubrication, it helps with libido of even being in the mood to want to engage in sex.
That's a beautiful thing. Hey, ladies, I'm not the expert here, so it helps in lubrication. It gets it tighter. You know what I'm saying? So we as guys, man, listen, we'll take tighter any day. So if the yoni steaming does that, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Now, I guess it depends on the comfortability in your relationship, right? Is that something you do in your own space, or your partner watch you do it?
Yeah.
Is it personal, or it's okay for your partner? You don't mind your partner, watching you, do this thing?
Yeah. Well, I personally don't have a partner, but
Okay.
if I did, I feel like it would be something like I'm not going to have a partner unless I'm comfortable sharing that with them.
Right.
However, I wouldn't, make it a requirement. I mean, there would definitely be times when I would want to have my own sacred kind of experience. But I think it really just depends on, like you said, the comfort in the relationship and how open you are with that person. Ideally, for me, partnership means we're both doing self-care and not necessarily that he's steaming, although I have steamed couples before,
Okay.
and it can help with prostate health. But yeah, I think it really depends on the couple. But I have had couples come and steam together.
Okay, so hold up. You said couple. So men actually sit on the little toilet thing as well, and
Mm-hmm.
let the steam go up their butt.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna have to meditate on that one a little bit, because that's a sensitive, topic for me. But
Yeah.
I, yes, I mean, personally, if I'm taking a shower, and my soap fall, I take a new bar of soap. I don't pick it up. You know what I'm saying? And that's me
Well,
alone in the
no,
shower.
and it's the thing. We have there's a reflex that we have, I think,
Right.
as men, even as women, to say, you know what I'm saying? But, if you're, I have had, men actually say, hey, I'm interested in trying it,
Okay.
So,
That's good. That's good.
yeah.
So the steaming that you have for men, so is it just for prostate, or is it for does it help the balls, or what? I mean, what does it do? I mean, apart from just
Honestly, I don't have much experience with men in steaming, but I guess I could always go back and ask that question. I mean, I've never steamed a man more than once.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think it's something that, their partners drag them to come and do, and they're just, doing it out of love and support.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, in terms of you said that because when I see your videos and things that it look like you do a lot of natural stuff. Now we speak of holistic. So is there? I know you have the Yoni herb, but what kind of herbs or holistic process for wellness that you could recommend? For people or sisters out there, things to enhance them, just to let them be a little more wholesome and wealthy physically.
So I actually used some of Dr. Sebi's products, and I actually enjoyed them. I'm trying not to promote myself right now, but I also do want to say that I do have other natural products. So we do have a natural plant-based intimate wash that can be used in, anywhere. I also use it on my face.
Okay.
I also have body butters that are really good for eczema and psoriasis. But there are a lot of different. Are you eating more oranges? Sorry. I'm trying to think. For me, I really make most of my products, so I can't even say that,
and that's cool, because and I do want you to promote yourself, because on our platform, we are making an attempt to really start supporting more of our own.
Yes,
I think we have gone too far. We are too far gone by just supporting everybody else, and everybody just come to us and take everything and go back where they came from. You feel me? But at the end of the day, when it comes to supporting our own, we always have problems. So we're really promoting our own. So in terms of your own products, what exactly do you have? Please promote it and tell us where again they could find that. Give them your website so they could check out some of your products.
Okay. So my website is yesgodwellness.com, and I do again have skincare products. I also have cleansers. I have a spray, an intimate spray that is great for staying fresh, smelling fresh, and also combating yeast and BV. And like I said, everything is plant-based and natural. What else? We also have a bunch of different herbal teas that are great for blood purification. And I'm actually getting ready to launch about 6 more teas on the site next week. So
okay, that's a beautiful thing. And that's that is yesgodwellness.com.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Beautiful. I want to ask you. I was gonna ask you a question. I think it's gonna come back to me. But guys, if you have any questions, please, put your questions in the chat. I could ask, our sister so she could get to it, because as you could see, the babies are getting a little restless, so I don't want to keep it too long. You know what I mean? They're like, hold up, Chief, you got my mama too long. So they try to get mommy's attention.
I specifically told them they had to go to bed early, and now they're like, because they know when I'm on camera, I have to be calm. So they're like, okay, well,
okay. I know exactly what I was going to ask you, right? Okay. I know sometimes women do passion parties, you know what I'm saying, where they come together and they do sex toys. I know women come together and they just do ladies' night, right? Would you be inclined if a few ladies, right, would come together and maybe have you come do like a Yoni steaming party? Do you do that? I mean, have you done it, or would you do something like that?
Absolutely. Yep. So we do private events. We've done self-love parties. We've done ladies' night parties. We've even done bachelorette parties. So yeah, we definitely do private events. We also travel to do private events. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention with your previous question in terms of the other things that I offer for holistic care. I'm also a spiritual life coach and what I like to call a transformation doula.
And what is that? What does that mean?
So basically, I help women go from breakdown to breakthrough. So I help women to kind of take a vantage point on their life that is more empowering and help them to get more in alignment with what it is that their purpose is. Because a lot of times what I find is it's really been there the whole time. We just haven't been looking at it properly. So I have a lot of great testimonies for helping women to navigate that. And honestly, I find that most of my clients are going through some sort of breakup at the time, or kind of separating themselves from a toxic relationship. I guess that's my specialty. Helping people separate from toxic connections.
And that's good. We all need that. Again, we need that healing process, because our people, and truth of the matter is, people in general have been hurt so much. And we all know that hurt people hurt people. So again, that spiritual growth and that spiritual healing is just so important. It's just that a lot of times people don't have the right methods or the right tools or the mentors, to show them how to kind of like get back into that spiritual wellness or that space. And so hence another reason why I wanted to do that. Now, I know I made it, I may have covered everything or maybe not, but what advice, would you give men in terms of dealing with, because sometimes we as men, we get a little impatient, right? But what advice would you give us men when it comes to dealing with sisters who are making an attempt to get their lives back together, stepping into that spiritual, awareness? What advice would you have for the brothers out there?
Go work on yourselves, leave us alone and don't, because here's the thing.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure if I should ask that, but let's keep it honest. All right, keep going.
I shouldn't say it like that. Like,
no, it's cool. It's cool.
In terms of being in relationship with someone who is going that, which I imagine is probably the context you're asking about. Yes. I think it's important to understand that if you are connected to a woman who is taking that approach on her life, that actually is a compliment to you. That speaks good things about the things that you have going on inside of you energetically as well. So I think that it would be very important to kind of lean into that and try to not only support her, but be present with her, and then also kind of get into your own meditation practice, get into your own self-care practice, lean into your own intuition, and really try and find your higher self as well, because in that way you're going to be building each other up and just making each other better people.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. So it seems like everybody's loving, the information. I guess they know what it is. They have the website. They don't have a lot of questions. Is there anything that you feel like, in closing, you just want to add or throw out there? And before you go, we'll do the website, we'll do the Instagram again, and I'll, of course, I'll encourage everybody to come, go support you, because that's what we're about. Yes. Anything that you want to add, maybe I didn't ask or didn't mention?
Yeah. Let me see. I would just say that it's okay to be where you are in life. You know, I think a lot of times we feel like, you know, oh, I was supposed to do this by the time I was this age. Oh, I was supposed to be married and I was supposed to do this and I was supposed to have these things. And just really what I've learned is really appreciating the journey and the experiences. That's where you're supposed to be. It's not about milestones, you know,
Right.
and really putting an over focus on milestones actually pushes them farther away from you. So really try to find the gratitude and the joy in what you already have, because in that way, the universe will start to bring you more of it.
Okay, beautiful. Much appreciated. Once again, I just want to say thank you. And I know, you know, again, I've seen you grown so much, so I know what you are doing. It works, and you are definitely an inspiration, because I don't think people would gravitate to the information and supporting you if it wasn't working.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think, you know, you're making a difference and you're making a change, and I'm just so glad that our path crossed, because I definitely want to bring you on again.
Okay.
With that being said, tell, you know, our brothers and sisters, you know, again, give them the Instagram again, the YouTube, the Facebook, and you know, let them know how they can get in touch with you and get to the website again.
Okay. So my website is www.yesgodwellness.com. My Instagram is @yesgodwellness, facebook.com/yesgodwellness, and then youtube.com/yesgodwellness.
All right, beautiful. Well, guys, brothers and sisters, let us thank, you know, our sister, man. You know, we all, you know, like I said, God's in the flesh, and what we're doing right now is we are ascending. Okay, we are coming together. We are ascending, you know, as a collective, because that's what the I am is all about. Collective vibrating on a high frequency. You know what I'm saying? In just that one form of synergy, and that's what we are all doing, because like minds attract each other.
Yes,
you feel me? So, and we have to support each other. So with that being said, give thanks to the God, you know, for coming on. And
yes, God.
Please go to her website, okay? Support, and go to her Instagram, because I'm telling you, a lot of people are actually supporting and they're giving great reviews. So apparently, whatever she's having is working. And you have beautiful children, my sister. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you know, the Most High will grace you with a, you know, a partner that's more yoked.
Yes,
and you know, I know you want to have about 6 more, so I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Seeing that, you know, you got the Yoni juice, you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, you know, all that, and you know, I just figure, you know, you might as well do.
Yes, God.
But I enjoyed that conversation. It was so great, and seeing that again, they don't have any questions, so I'm certainly sure they enjoyed the conversation. So with that being said, I'm going to invite you on again. And whenever you feel like, you know what, you want to come on this platform, just know that this platform is yours. This is home. So you ain't got to stress it. All right?
Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
All right, no doubt. No doubt. Anytime. Have yourself a beautiful continuation. And go put the babies to bed, because he's like, listen, man, y'all had enough of my mommy's time.
Exactly.
So once again, you know, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, sis?
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. Gratitude. All right.
Mama. Yes. Didn't I tell you how to go to bed?
All right.
I specifically said, do not come downstairs.
I know it's all good. He wanted to shine. So, well, what's his name?
This is actually Journey. This is my daughter. I know she doesn't have a shirt on, but yeah.
Okay. I was like, hold up, walking around without shirt. I thought it was a little brother.
Yeah, no, the brother is over there. I don't know what he's doing.
Okay. Well, hi, beautiful. You know, I know you're ready to take mommy. You know, you want to go to bed? All right, cool. Well, go get some rest. I know we had your mommy for a little while, so we enjoyed your mommy's conversation. So thank you for allowing us to talk to your mom. Okay.
Welcome.
Okay. All right, Leah.
Okay.
All right, sis. Take care. All right. All right, guys. So here we are, man. You know, once again, you know, let's give thanks, you know, to Sid for coming on. You know, I hope you guys enjoy that information, because once again, for me, this is all about, you know, our people, our women. All right. It's about the healing process. A lot of us, you know, we have been hurt, you know, that spiritual hurt, that emotional hurt, that physical hurt, and we have to find some ways to remedy ourselves. All right. So definitely she brought some great information. Check out her website, www.yesgodwellness.com. Hit her up at Instagram. Thank you, Star Seed, for sharing that information at Yes God Wellness. Hey, also follow me on Instagram, Chief, at Chief Kalinago Flying Eagle. Okay, because this is about making moves. Before I get out of here, sometime next week, right? I'm gonna have a brother come on. He has a great opportunity, and I'm gonna tell y'all this: we as a people, we have to find ways where we're able to sustain ourselves, okay? Because the system is making it hard for us. And one thing I could tell you, they have never stopped us in the past, so we're not gonna allow them to stop us now. All right. So one of our brothers, brother Malin, he got a great opportunity. All right. So he wants to come on and present it to the platform. So I said, okay, you know what, brother, bring it on. This is our platform, and if it's something that's gonna build our people, help our people, that's something our ancestors were doing. Well, you know what, bring it on. So sometime next week we're gonna do that. But with that being said, this Sunday we are gonna do the Matriarch Sunday. Maybe Brother Crumb might do it, or I might do it, because we have to go to a powwow Saturday and Sunday. I'm gonna be at a powwow in Memphis. All right, we're gonna be at a powwow. So guys, we got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. So I want to thank you for coming on. I had a great time. Each and every one of you, please go to she, like I said, man, she has great energy. I remember the first time I saw her videos that she used to do, and I was like, what is this woman doing? But I say, you know what, Chief, don't judge a book by its cover. Give the sister a chance, because I've been watching her for a while, and I just watched and watched and watched, and I just watched her growth, man, and I'm so proud of her. You know what I mean? And that's some of the things that we're going to be doing. All right. If you have, let's just say you have a product, a clothing line. I know our brother on pretty soon. What I'm gonna do a segment with some of the music producers that produce music. All right, and that's producing music that's uplifting our people. I want to have them on the platform as well. All right, because again, we have to learn to promote each other. All right, if you have your own skincare products, if you have your own jewelry, all right, please hit me an email. My email is in the link below. Let me know, hey Chief, you know what? I would like to come on. If you could help me promote it. That's what we about. You feel me? We should be about building each other. All right, and I'm gonna continue to do that. You feel me? Okay, so guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Seeker of Truth. I know Brother Crumb hit me earlier, and he did an amazing snippet of a video. So I just want to give him a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Onyx Summer Rising, Shelly. I want to give a shout out to T God for always holding down the live. Seeker of Truth. Thank you, Jeremy. P Funk, Miss Mohawk. Beat L, Aswax. Peace. Who else we got? Star Seed, thank you for holding on the live as well. We got who else? I just want to give you Onyx Summer Rising, my sister from another mother, Shelly, the twins, Shelly and her twin sister again. Greetings to you as well, Miss Mohawk. Who else we got? Alexander, Ellis, shout out. Who else we got? Bede L, I already give you a shout out. Just giving you guys a few shout out, letting you know I see you, I acknowledge you, and that's what it's about. Okay, who else we got? KD3M3 Chan 1C Fury Taino. All right, big up to the Tainos. You feel me? Seeker of Truth, I already give you a shout out. Who else we got? Chief Strong Bear. All right, shout out. Who else we got? Spiritual Elevation, giving you a shout. KP. Who else we got? Lovely One Love. All right, Lovely One Love. Please go to her YouTube channel. Okay, she produces music and she's doing great. Once again, this is about supporting each other. All right, Kenya, Yabe, T1 Production. All right, who else we got? Red Bird 101, Triple Brown. Just giving a few shout outs, man. I think I got everybody. 10, I think it's 10.G, Anuki, Two Spirit, Copper Chata, Night Owl. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother again from another mother. All right, Ryan Fire, O'Neill or O'Neill. All right, and I think that's it. Just wanted to give you guys a shout out, man. Let you know I acknowledge you. All right, for real, for real, for real. So I'm about to conclude this live, and I will be talking to you guys another time. Have a beautiful continuation, and I hope you enjoyed the information that the sister brought. Please go check out, you know, her website, you know, www.yesgodwellness.com. Hit her up on Instagram at yesgodwellness. All right. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well at Chief Kalinago Flying Eagle. All right. We will talk soon. I love you guys, man. And guys, we got so many great things coming. I'm telling you, we are living in such a beautiful time. All I'm asking you to do is just embrace it. Embrace it. Continue to love yourselves. Continue to love each other. That's what we have to do, because they cannot stop what's happening. All right. What's going on right now, it was inevitable. They can't stop it. And they're going to, when I say they, the so-called powers there be, they ain't got no powers. Okay. The power that they have is the power that we give them. And we are taking away their power because we are tired of them keeping us down. All right. We are tired of the oppression. We are tired of that. We ain't taking it no more. So we are stepping up into our truth. We are stepping up into who we are. And there's no need for us to be afraid. All right. So with that being said, we have to stick together. Unity is power. On too many occasions, they were able to divide us. Okay. Now we're living in the age of Aquarius, where truth must be told. We cannot spare people by telling them the lies. We got to continue to stand on the truth. Okay. Whether it hurt or not. I'm not saying punch them in the head with the truth, but give them a little smack. All right. Give them a little smack. Who knows? They might turn the cheek, because that's what they were told to do. You feel me? And give them another little smack. Wake them up with the truth, because that's what we got to do. Keep planting those seeds. Don't force it on them, but just keep planting those seeds. All right. And watch them grow. That's what we got to do. All right. Once again, I'll be in Memphis this Saturday and Sunday, going to a powwow. When I come back on the East Coast, we're going to be setting up a powwow, most likely in New York or Jersey, most likely Jersey. So I'll promote that as well, let you guys know. For those of you who want to come down, you could come down to the powwow. But we're doing a lot of great things, and the announcement will come soon. Next week, Brother Malin is going to come and present a great opportunity for us, okay? So look out for that. With that being said, have a great continuation. Love, wholesomeness, and light. Oh, give a shout out to, you know, Zazie. I didn't see her on the feed this evening, but also give a shout out to like I said, give a shout out to Onyx, you know, Star Horizon. Give a Golden Crown Sparrow. All my brothers and sisters, man. I really appreciate, love you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Brother Creek. You know, I want to give Authentic One a shout out. You know, and as you know, man, you know, my new found brother, you know, Brother Crumb Snatcher. Thank you for all that you do. Keep on doing the great work that you continue to do. And thank you guys for all the support that you continue to give. Love y'all. One, I'm out.